riding buddies. This week from the video, I was going to do a story about Portal, the small French manufacturer. But as I started looking at it, I realised I had to go further back in time, back to the company BPS. So I'm going to do this one on BPS. As we go along through the story, it will become clear as to why I've had to do this. And I will do a video on Portal a little bit later. Also too, make sure if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And we'll sit back and see what BPS was all about.
Jacques Boudet was the AJS importer for France. In 1970, he teamed up with Gilles and Denis Portal to create Moto Boudet Portal, or BP for short. Shortly after, they renamed the company to BPS due to some legal technicalities. In 1971, their first prototype was created. It was a push-powered 125. Right away from the get-go, they were a very innovative company. The airbox was where the fuel tank would be on a normal bike, and the fuel tank was under the seat, where the airbox would normally be. In 1973, their first production bike came off the line. This was called the BPS 125 Elan. The Elan was running the ever-reliable SAS 125 engine that pretty much all the manufacturers in that time period were using out of Europe. Also to follow the 125 was a 175 and a Mako-powered 400 Beast. 1975 saw the French manufacturer become the French SWM importer. The deal to be the importer for the Italian beauty was to rebadge the SWMs as BPS. Also, 1975, BPS released their new bike, a 50cc called the Navajo. This was running a Minarelli engine. 1975 was also a sad year for BPS. The Portal brothers left. They were not happy about the rebadging of the Italian SWM machines. The brothers went out and started their own motorcycling legacy, and the Portal was born. But I'm going to leave that for another video. 1976, BPS had a huge expansion, a new factory to build more bikes. Also too, they released a new model. This was a trials-based machine called the Yak. This was a 50cc and a 125 configuration, all using Minarelli engines. 1977 saw another expansion, another new factory, and a switch to Rotax engines. This engine was becoming the go-to engine for pretty much all the small European manufacturers of this era. 5,000 bikes was the sales figure. After all the extra effort, this was double their previous best. 1978 through to 1980, BPS took a turn for the worse. The French licensing rules changed, which really affected the BPS production. Also too, SWM switched to a new importer. This new importer kept the bikes as SWMs and didn't rebadge them as anything else. BPS really suffered after this and struggled until 1983, when they finally had to close the doors for the final time. In this few years, they did produce some new models, but they could not recover from the damage that was already done. In 10 years of full production, the French manufacturer achieved so much, not only in production, but also in competition in the off-road world. Typical of the French, they did not follow any of the normal design rules and went in their own direction. So that is the BPS story. As I said at the start, I will do a part 2 for this to look at the Portal company as well, because really the two are cousins. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also send me a like, and we'll catch you next time.